niggas cause they poison, but I love my section. You grew some dreads to please a bitch, but you won't keep a weapon. I lost my 3, was hard to think, but I'ma keep on stepping. I bumped my head and took some losses, hope it teach a lesson. I hate these niggas cause they poison, but I love my section. You grew some dreads to please a bitch, but you won't keep a weapon. I lost my 3, was hard to think, but I'ma keep on stepping. I bumped my head and took some losses, hope it teach a lesson. Look, I'm ready for the drama. Presidential, no Obama. Black on black to the rims, like my car come from Wakanda. I went anemic on these niggas. That's my club when I'm in Marcus. Blue 30 like a nigga. I just hear these niggas talking. Booked 2 different flights. I got visions of me golfing. Build a house for the kids. Niggas trying to see a coffin. I just left LAX. I got fans up in Austin. Gotta travel around the world. Staying busy, get exhausted. Million hours on the block. Still ain't see nobody walk it. Make my soul call a river, cause my heart can never talk it. I lost sleep pulling triggers. Couple nights I was tossing. It ain't fun being a killer. I protect myself with caution. It's just niggas killing niggas. Then they load it up like content. I just rather get some money. Dark green like Boston. Robbing niggas for they jury. Used to sell it at the Slauson. 4,000 Rick Owens. Lil nigga, I be bossing. I hate these niggas cause they poison, but I love my section.
What's the good old big deal with the good old people, man? It's your boy Young Aunt Hefe. Don't care about number what the check say. Make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe, because it don't cost you nothing to press that button. And if you ring that notification bell, I'm going to bring you mail. What's the good old big deal with the good old people? It's Hot Topics with your boy Young Aunt Hefe. And I'm here to deliver you another one like the other one. The recipient of Hot Topics is Brayz, it's Brayz GB, and Who's Who's. You guys are familiar with Who's Who's. Y'all familiar with Brayz, the main host is Who's Who's. Y'all familiar with the content he running. So, for y'all that don't know, allow me to give y'all an introduction.
Hey man, this the Who's Who's, man. Tap in, man. Oh, L's, this is important right here. And first of all, you already know, first and foremost, we ain't trying to start nothing. We ain't on all that trying to have people beefing with each other, all that. That's not what's going on. This right here is important. All the out of town homies and all the everybody that's blood, tap in. Hey man, tapping on the Who's Who's, man. We going crazy again, man. Hey, look, man. This just because right here, we gonna get to this. First of all, man, we ain't trying to start nothing. Man, we don't want no problems, man. All we do is put the input in. All we do is speak about what's really going on. We stamp it with the Figaro facts, man. Look. So, long story short, man, your boy or some people's in a nigga DM right now talking about, man, why we bleeding heat though? Why we bleeding heat? Automatically, seeing something flying, something hit the floor, I see a ball shit, I'm like, dead homies, there the shit go. They in there, they only under the bunk. The police walk past. On Jesus Christ, as soon as the shit fly in the air, the police walk past. On lanes while I'm at the bars, mind you, it's blood everywhere now. The homies got their clothes off, I swear to God. Mind you, in the county, your drawers is green, lime green. Your drawers is lime green. So these niggas got lime green drawers in there, just yanked on in the nigga cranium. One on like 3-4 niggas. They own him. I'm talking about in a room. Just imagine that, one on 4, and nigga, they job is to go in there and come out with the shit.
So, yes, Mr. 109th Street, Mr. Brayz. That's who we here talking about on Hot Topics. So, today I was chilling and got a phone call. And on this phone call, you know, I was rotating, you know what I'm saying, with my folks about some political matters. And Baby Brayz came upon my plate. And with him coming upon my plate, I've been told that baby B Brayz is in the hole. That he in the hole, GB in the hole, there's no more phone, and that it's been said that wherever spot B Brazy is at, that when they send him out of this prison, they're going to send him to a place that they going to make sure it's not no phones at. And I don't know what prison that is, because in all these prisons they got phone. Some of them plentiful and some of them less plentiful than others. But altogether, if you got the right bread, the right price is right. Gonna get you right. So what I'm being told is that basically the who's gonna be no longer. And I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if I'm misspeaking. But I know Brayz ain't been online. And I've been hearing that the police have ran down on him pertaining to social media. Now, the who's been having a lot of information. Brayz is somebody who's been locked up for an extensive amount of time, from juvenile to his adulthood. You know what I'm saying? Rarely had time on the streets like that, but just, back and forth in jail, I've had those streaks. You know what I'm saying? I know how I go. However, fresh out of YA, I think Brayz might have been out only like a few years before he caught these murders. You know what I'm saying? In retrospect to the time he's down for and doing now. On top of that, being that situation Brayz had with the Hoovers when he was staffed, they automatically put keep away on them dudes. And I think it's being said in his file that he can't really go to no yard that Hoover's is on. So I'm trying to figure out where they gonna send them. But furthermore, what I'm here to hightail and speak on is that the who's got Brayz and GB in trouble. They was exploiting people. They was putting a lot of information out there. And it was probably more information to come because all stories wasn't told. And it seemed like a lot of people was mad. A lot of people was mad the who's was gaining a lot of enemies. And I'm pretty sure gangbangers, and if it wasn't gangbangers, which I'm pretty sure some of these people was gang members, I'm pretty sure people had their family call up to this jail that he was at and tell on this dude, like, man, this man got a phone. What is this dude doing with a phone? Brayz cell have been hit previously before since he had this who's channel, and I think he lost the phone. Y'all remember when Brayz lost the phone? That was during around the time me and Brayz had our little back and forth when we was clowning, and I flossed some money on him. Right that next day, somebody sicked the police on that man. Somebody sicked the police on that man and had that man phone took. But Brayz had rented a phone and was able to get back to the fans and people out there and ask for a donation. And people sent healthy donations to help Brayz get that phone. Who's who got their following, they got their fan club, they got their coach. Just like Smoke with Hefe got his supporters and got his people. So, they made sure they tapped that cash app for him. And that was definitely a good look, you know what I'm saying? For the good old people, for looking out for that man, you know what I'm saying? Now he's in this dilemma to where they ran down on him. I don't know if a phone was found, but being that he's not online, it's almost safe to say that he is in a hole, and this information that I got is accurate, and I'm not just speaking and blowing smoke. If I am blowing smoke and speaking, y'all gonna see if Brayz pop up. So let's see if Brayz and GB pop up, because what I've been hearing, they not gonna pop up. I've been hearing that the who's is no longer, and that's an ugly look. I ain't gonna lie, man. It was fun having Brayz online. It was fun getting to rotate and spin with Brayz. It was fun getting to react to some of these stories. It was fun to get to hear some of these stories I know, and occasionally get online with him at night. But it just goes to show, man, the hate people be having out here, man, because the truth is getting told. And if this was something based on lies and stuff like that, I can understand. But I guess people do not want to do the dirty work as far as DPing their homies or touching their homies up. And I guess some situations did kind of go left, you know what I'm saying? To where it could have started hood beefs and had people out here beefing and unaliving each other, and Brayz is sitting in the jail cell, you know what I'm saying, with all those life sentences. So with that, you don't know who gonna tell it. You got gang members hopping on the hotline, calling, want to talk to sergeants. You got them, got their homegirls, got their girlfriends doing their dirty work. Hey man, call and tell them that this dude, you know, got a phone, he threatening people and this and that. And I ain't gonna lie, who's who start getting big, you know. Brayz start dropping merch and stuff like that. You know, he taking phone calls with Jim Jones. He taking phone calls with Mano. You know, police are going home. They are watching this. You know, some not tripping, some laughing, some probably coming to work. Like, hey, man, I seen you last night, man. Good segment, man. I seen you was with Mano, man. The rappers, man. You blowing up, man. You looking good. Be careful. Then you have some of those officers that was just K9 unit. Like, oh, man, hell no. This dude is in jail, having the time of his life. Got his phone out, talking to rappers and stuff and talking about what's to come next. Look at this. And I'm sitting here, got to come to this prison, you know what I'm saying, search dudes and, you know what I'm saying, sit in this tower and, you know, run these wreck moves and stuff like that. And you get this easy money from the cell with a life sentence, you will hoodlum you. I could just imagine on how some of these police was feeling and bringing this intel into work, trying to get a promotion. Like, hey, look, we got this guy Bonner, you know what I'm saying, Brayz from Lanes. He's here with this Who's channel, and, you know, it's going crazy. He's calling people Zarks. He's starting stuff. It's a security breach. You know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. The fans is watching this. You know, they just took Big U, Loose Cannon down, all type of stuff. So, I mean, we could sit here all day and say that he could have been more low-key, but we don't know, you know what I'm saying? We see Star, you know what I'm saying? We see C-Star, you know, he always masked up, you know what I'm saying, and not showing his face because, you know, he don't trust in the system all the way as far as this YouTube. Brayz didn't care. Brayz was going up, going viral, you know what I'm saying, getting that content out, you know what I'm saying? There was a lot of stigma attached to things. There was a lot of controversy attached to things. And like I said, we have seen him in matches with a few dudes. We ain't seen him going back and forth with Munchie, with Spider. We ain't seen him going back and forth with Low Mac. You know what I'm saying? All type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? All type of stuff happens on this internet, and it was all no holds bars. You feel me? And the Who's was a channel known for exposing people. That's what it was about. Who's who? Who did what? Who got what done to them? You know what I'm saying? And so, like I said, that's the information I got. I hope I'm wrong, and hope I'm not just jumping out there in my contestment to this situation, man, on everything, because, man, like I said, man, it was fun having Brayz around. It was fun listening to this Who's content, getting to contemplate, getting to break certain stuff down if I knew about it and or heard about it, and just, you know, weight some of these things, you know what I'm saying, and seeing what was going on. And I ain't gonna lie, you shouldn't have done it. You shouldn't have done it. He just had to, sweaters and merch and stuff dropping, man. Things was just looking good for him, man, on everything. And I'm pretty sure that this social media was a pride and joy space for Brayz. And now, from what I'm being told, he's in a hole, and they're saying his next spot, he will not be able to touch a phone or see a phone for a long time. So I guess we're going to have to see what goes on with the Who's. If somebody can keep it lit with him, if this was just a misunderstanding, or when he go to his next spot, you know, if he can get to a phone. But hopefully it's a learning lesson, you know what I'm saying, for him and for everybody, that these people are out here watching. There's different agencies out here watching, trying to catch people up. When stuff ain't going on in the street, when people ain't gang banging and stuff like that, and they can't get you caught up in these gang banging indictments or these drug indictments, I guess the next indictment is the social media indictment. They on there telling on themselves. They on there talking about this. They on there talking about that. So let's see if we can, you know what I'm saying, catch somebody up in something. And that's just the gist of everything, man. And you have to be more careful. Definitely if you are in jail. Them COs are watching YouTube. They are bored on their phone watching YouTube. Go home, watch YouTube. People use YouTube for a lot of tools. You know what I'm saying? YouTube is used for a lot of tools, not just blogging. Furthermore, Almighty Suspect, man. So Almighty Suspect, man. Look like Almighty Suspect went to jail. It's a lot of speculation. I was on No Jumper a little earlier, and I had heard Lush say free Almighty Suspect. And being that I had knew Almighty Suspect was in jail, I had dropped the T like, oh yeah, free him, man. He really in them say he is in jail. But I'm thinking Lush knew because he said free him. But I guess him saying free Almighty Suspect was just a figure of speech, you know what I'm saying, of him just playing and stuff like that. So I had learned yesterday that Almighty Suspect was in fact incarcerated for I think a gun. He already had a gun case, an ongoing gun case that he was out on. Now, I don't know. I'm pretty sure, I'm sure that he was out on bond, and it may be looking like they snatched his bond, but we trying to figure out what they snatched his bond for, because if he's been out and he ain't had no run-in when law enforcement have been in trouble, it shouldn't even be no reason why y'all snatched me. You know, this not no trial date. I ain't lost. What are y'all taking me in custody for? So a lot of people are speculating, you know what I'm saying, that he was taken in custody, you know what I'm saying, due to him getting into a black belt Brandon on No Jumper and a knife allegedly being pulled out. Now, I'm not running with this narrative. I'm not selling this narrative. I'm not placing this narrative out there. I'm just letting y'all know what's on the people mind, because a lot of people didn't even know that he had an active case. A lot of people didn't even know that he was in jail, but he is in jail, and I in fact heard this from his first cousin. And it was dropped on No Jumper about 2-3 hours ago. From there, y'all know how I go with all the people following No Jumper. It went crazy. It went haywire. People start forming their own assumptions. Talking about, Brandon filed a lawsuit. I mean, not filed a lawsuit, filed a police report and had suspect arrested because he allegedly had a knife. But that is not the case. You even had Whack 100 call in like, hey, old boy got nephew, got suspect in jail and stuff like that. And then Adam like, nah, man, you know, we all just finding out about this, you know. And Hefe had dropped that. But I had dropped that bomb by way of Lush saying free him, thinking that Lush knew that he was in jail. Other than that, I wouldn't even spoke that man business out there like that. But it is what it is. It's out there now. Let's see what's going to happen. Hopefully it does not have anything to do with this knife situation. But if it does, they should still let this man out, because wasn't no life seen. Wasn't no knife seen. It went black in that room. Wasn't no knife seen. They don't got Brandon coming to court unless they're going to try to use the footage from No Jumper. Oh, it was a knife. Oh, there it is right there and stuff like that, because we've been saying they've been getting real creative with these cases. So let's see what happened, man. Free him. Hopefully he can get out. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully it ain't over for the who's and beat Brayz. Hopefully this is just a misunderstanding and him and GB will be back. If not, man, it's a cold game. It's an ugly game. And to you other jailhouse bloggers, be more careful. And we going to conclude this there. It's your boy, Young and Hefe. Don't care about number what the check say. Make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe, because it don't cost you nothing. And press that button. And if you ring that notification bell, I'm going to bring you mail.
Keeping it real and showing love, absolutely free. Still some of the hardest shit for a lot of you bitch ass niggas to do. So if you ain't a bitch ass nigga, let me see you keep it real and show me some love and share this post right here, cake ass nigga.